are you today? This is Angel with Life with Angel. I appreciate you watching my show, my channel. I am going to do a video today on sleep hacks that have helped me have a better quality night's sleep. All right, so as it's pretty obvious, and many of you know, I'm pregnant. I'm about 8 months pregnant. We're praying that this little girl will stay inside of me a minimum of 3 weeks and 1 day as of the day we're making this video. So by the time you watch it, we'll be praying for 2 weeks and 1 day probably. But we want her to be at least 37 weeks, so you can join us in prayer that, Lord willing, she will come what's considered full term. But she's showing signs that she wants to come early, so Mama's having to chill out a lot. One thing that's tough when you're pregnant in particular, but just for anyone, is sleep. Finding good sleep strategies, because sometimes it's just hard to wind down in the evening. So I was going to share with you some sleep strategies. Most of them that I'm going to share are good even if you're pregnant. So enjoy. One thing that I like to wear in the evenings after I get the kids down is these blue light blocking glasses. They're lovely. So these, I'm not going to wear them too long for this video because I don't like to wear them during the daytime. They, as the name suggests, they block out the blue light, and that helps my body produce its own melatonin naturally. That way, when it's time to go to sleep, because think about before we had modern electricity, people used candlelight in the evenings, and candlelight had an orangish, yellowish glow to it. But our modern day houses have either natural light, sometimes daylight, sometimes just a more vibrant white type of color, and more like the sunshine. So these help block out anything that is producing blue light effects, which will help your body and your circadian rhythm. So especially if you're on electronic devices in the evenings, these would be very helpful, like TV, cell phone, computer. Another trick is we like to turn off our cell phones or put them down at 9:30 because we try to go to bed at 10. Doesn't always happen. So trying to give your body at least a little bit of a space from electronics before you hit the sack. This is a little eye mask. It's from the brand is Swanwick. You can find some that are definitely less costly than this, but this is the highest quality I've ever found. And it doesn't have the toxic chemicals in it that some of them might, and it's silk. And I'm going to show you how nicely it covers my face. So as you can see, it's very large and it covers my face. And so I wear this when I sleep. It just helps block out random little lights that might be shining in or through the windows or wherever. That just helps. I'm not as light sensitive as some people are. For me, I'm more sound sensitive. But for some people, this is really helpful, and it does help me. So this is a good idea, especially if you want to take a nap in the middle of the day. Especially if you're pregnant, this is nice. So you don't have to close all your windows because that's just annoying. This time you can just put it on your eyes, and it's a quick little cover up. There are cheaper options out there, but just look for ones that don't have bad chemicals in them, because you're going to be breathing right near it, and you don't want to put the bad chemicals on your face. Another idea in the evenings is some teas. There's some good teas that you can have even if you're pregnant. So some suggestions. This is the Yogi brand. This is one of the brands that we like. We like traditional medicinal teas as well. So this is the Bedtime tea, and this is the honey lavender stress relief. So just some nice herbal teas are good in the evening. Although, be cautious not to drink too much or to drink too close to bedtime, because especially if you're pregnant, you already are having to go to the restroom throughout the night, so you don't want to drink too much liquid that you're going to have to constantly empty. A few little supplements that have not been proven safe for pregnancy, so you can look into them if you want to talk to your doctor or talk to someone that's a practitioner. But if you're not pregnant, for sure they can help. If you are pregnant, I would advise you to talk to someone just to make sure they're comfortable with it. But this is a melatonin that's been helpful for some people. Gaba Calm. Gaba is something that can help your brain relax. And another supplement that can be helpful, and these are non-addictive and they're based on natural things, so it's different from taking a prescription sleep medication. This is called Mood Protect. Mood Protect doesn't necessarily help you sleep, but it helps calm your brain if you have a racing brain. So these are things you can inquire about. Again, they haven't been studied for safety for pregnant women, but they haven't been shown to not be unsafe. They just haven't been proven to be safe. So use caution and talk to your practitioner. This is so silly, but I thought I'd share something with you guys that I do. So I like to read in the evenings right before I fall asleep. It helps my eyes get sleepy and they weigh down, and before I know it, I am falling asleep. So I have a little flashlight here that I clip on my book, but what I notice is it's a really bright white light, and that's the opposite of what we want when we're trying to settle our minds down. So I actually put a sock on top of it, as silly as that sounds. So I put my little flashlight in my sock, and then I clip it on my book, and this dims the light and makes it less of a bright, and I wear these at the same time. So I'll wear these, and then I'll have this dimmed light. It's bright enough that I can see the words without straining my eyes, but it's not that super bright white light. I'm like, why did they make these so bright? A few other suggestions, a sound machine. So we have a white noise machine I turn on in the evenings that helps me block out noises. I've liked that since I was a little girl. I'm very sound sensitive. Another thing, if you have a need, is you could use little earplugs off and on throughout the night. Not ideal, but for me, like right now, there's a forest behind my house, and so the birds wake up before I wake up. And so when I hear those birds in the morning, I put my earplugs in, and that way I'm able to sleep a little longer. So that's something you might want to try out. Just make sure you get some that, like for me, I have the insides of my ears are smaller, so I have the small sized ones. We like to use our fan in the evening. That's helping the air circulate, promoting good sleep. And also keep your temperature down. A lot of times people want to keep their temperature up so they're cozy, but actually dropping and reducing the temperature, especially if it's artificial heat, is better for sleep quality. So what we've done, we've invested in a nice comforter that is very thick and very warm, and we keep the temperature very low, and that way having the air temperature, a cooler temperature, is conducive for a deep sleep. If you're interested, the comforter that I got is underneath this one. It's actually camel hair. And that's interesting. I guess in the deserts it gets cold at night, and God equipped the camels to withstand that cold temperature. So it's been really great for us, but they have more options out there nowadays since when I purchased these. There's a lot of organic options. Just always be mindful when you're buying comforters or things that you sleep on. You want to try to eliminate the toxic load for your body, so try to find things that have as few toxins as possible. I'm giving a lot of ideas. I hope they're helpful. We have a humidifier in our room, one that I love. It actually has a system in it that purifies, the water actually purifies itself. And we just refill it every day or 2 or 3, depending on how much water comes out of it. And that's especially helpful if you're using the artificial heat or the heating in the home. It helps the air have more moisture. One idea, now this is a big investment, so this is something that you may have to save up for, but there's something called an Ooler, and we're gonna put a link for you below. It is actually a product that you put on under your sheets on your mattress, and it's a really amazing product. We just started using ours not long ago. But you adjust the temperature, you put water into this machine, and it sits by your bedside. You adjust the temperature to whatever is the ideal temperature for your body, and it keeps the surface area of where you're sleeping, it keeps the surface area the same temperature throughout the night. So even as the temperatures around you might fluctuate, your body is directly touching that same temperature that's ideal for you. For us, for my husband and I, we like it to the temperature 66, which sounds cold, but again, we have that warm blanket, and the coolness helps us have really good deep sleep. Just a few things that anyone can try practicing is, again, getting off electronics before bed. I know it's hard with the TV, so that's probably the hardest one, but if you do have the TV on, just try those blue light blocking glasses. And the one that we have is our favorite brand, and it's in my opinion the highest quality brand, but there's options out there you can actually get for like $5. So we'll put both links up. That way, if you don't want to make that huge investment, you're still capable of getting blue light blocking glasses. The only thing is the ones that are less expensive unfortunately aren't very cute, but that's okay. They still get the job done. But yeah, just in general, one thing that my husband and I have come to realize is trying to have stressful conversations not around bedtime. If there's anything you need to talk through that might provoke stress or anxiety, or just even tons of excitement, we just try to minimize those types of conversations near bedtime so that we don't get our adrenal glands going. So we just try to have in-depth conversations around bedtime that get to know each other better, but without getting us riled up. So whatever that might be for you, whether it's talking about your business or talking about your problems in your life, whatever it is that riles you up, try to avoid those around bedtime if possible. And also just trying to relax. A lot of times we go straight from busy, busy, busy to sleep, and our bodies do so much better if we just give ourselves a chance to slow down, relax, whether that's talking, reading, watching a show, whatever it is like that works for you. And we pray at night. My husband and I, we pray together every night, and I think that helps us too. And we always pray for the Lord's presence to fill our home and his protection to watch over us. And also we ask for him to bless us with good sleep. So I think that's something that everyone can practice, obviously, if you choose to pray. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an excellent day. I hope these have been helpful. Let me know if any of these strategies are helpful for you, if you have any ideas to contribute. And remember to push that little bell if you want to be notified whenever new videos come out, and like and subscribe and share. God bless. How are you doing? Welcome to Life with Anna. Anno? That might be a blooper. Okay. Hi guys, how are you today? Welcome to Life with Anna.